People, live and direct right here, we have the one and only Sly Dunbar. He's joining us on the big bad station, arawakradio.com. And of course, we have to say welcome and blessings to a legend. So of course, blessings. Say hello to the people out there.
Yeah, hello to everyone. It's me, Sly Dunbar from Sly and Robbie in the taxi cab, sitting in on the big bad radio station, called a version,
Yeah, man, definitely. So, let's kick it off. Let the listeners know how yourself and Robbie kind of met up, how it kind of all came about.
Okay, there's a road in Jamaica called Red Hills Road, right?
Okay.
And it used to be like a lot of clubs used to be on it. So I played there from around 1972 to around 1975. So I used to play in Tit for Tat, the club Tit for Tat. Robbie used to play sometimes in a club called Evil People. Live Parks used to play in the stable at Nancy Collins.
Okay.
So Robbie used to come over and listen to my band. I used to go and listen to his band. So talking. And then we used to go down by North Parade by Randy's record store.
Mm.
And, I used to go there and meet and just hang around and talk. Me and Robbie was reasoning about the music, and we kind of hit off on the same idea,
Yeah.
So Channel 1 out to do some session. So I said, I'm going to Channel 1 to do some work. I said, so you take me there because I wasn't driving at the time. So I said to him, so you can come around because a lot of session is there, going on. I said, okay. But prior before that, Bonnie Lee, he's dead now, the late Striker Lee.
Mm.
Rob put my ball, man. They decided to book a session, and we did a song for John Holt called Too Good to Be Forgotten. That was the first track Robbie and myself did together. And we did a couple of other sessions all over the place. But the Hit Factory never met up until Robbie asked me to join him with Peter Tosh, because Peter Tosh was going solo and wanted to go on a tour, and I think Steve signed him.
Wow.
So I said, because I just came back from London from a Dennis Brown tour. I said, yeah, I'm ready. We started to rehearse with Peter. We did Equal Rights album for Peter. And then started touring, went on this tour and blah, blah, blah. Sharing the room, talking about where we think the music can go on. Blah, 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 this and develop and just taking the course and the journey really started.
Wow. What a journey already. Wow. And how did you start, being a drummer? How did that kind of happen?
I started being a drummer when I was going to school,
Yeah.
But I could remember a lot of songs, melody of songs, so and my mother loved the music very much, so I used to fool around looking at lightnings and the Kat-a-lyst playing. I said I like the drums and everything, so I used to listen to, when I listened to song, I would listen to what the drummer was playing, So when I was leaving school, myself and Willie Williams, we had asked Ken Booth to come to the school and sing.
Wow.
And he came and concert for us. So I said, Willie, I'm done with it. I'm not going back to school. So when I went on to my mom at 8 or 12, I said, Mom, I don't feel like going back to school. I want to play music. So I said, okay. So Light Parks at the senior first, so he used to sing for Studio One.
Wow.
We had this big tape party, and he would come around with his guitar, and we would sing every day for 2 years under the mango tree. And I was playing on a band. But it really sounded like a drum.
Yeah.
Keep time in the Light Park, the tutor and everything, and then everything built up from there. And by the time I started playing in a little band called the Yard Rooms.
Wow.
We did our first place called Teens and 20. And then one day I was going to check Ansno and Ranchi.
Yeah.
Ranchi is a good friend of mine. Guitar. And I play bass also. And when I went out there, there's a great drummer I used to play for the Irish the principal called Tin Leg. But he has to go somewhere. I say, went. So I asked him, I said, you can play drum? And I said, yeah. So he said, okay. Play. And he said, you like what I play? And a couple of weeks after that, I was down by a place called Kelvinator. Learning.
Wow.
Fix fridge and air conditioners. As I said, I just left school. My mom and dad.
Yeah.
My father don't want to around and everything. So, but at the same time, I was playing the music. So I called it. I said, I want to play in a session. The session was a song called Night Doctor. It came out as The Upsetters, but it was Hans who produced the song. And then he sold the tape to Lee Percy. It came out as The Upsetters. And that was 14. And then by then, when I was 15, he came back to me and played the spinner part.
Okay.
For double barrel, they want to call it. So I played drums and that. So from that, at 15. was millions on the record.
Wow. What, it's like listening to a history book when you're speaking. It's like a whole history. Seriously, it's like so fascinating when you're talking. It's like a history book. It's amazing.
Well, I try to make it look, like a story, like a good film.
Yeah, definitely. I think you should. I think that's your next adventure, film. So, who are your influences? I know you mentioned a few there, but who do you kind of look up to or listen to?
Well, I listen to Light News, and I listen to Mikey Boo. Mike was one of the first I used to go by this place called the Yard Rooms. He was playing drum before he left.
Yeah.
And Mikey Boo, and I listen to Phil. And there is also Joe Isaac, Bonnie Williams, Winston Grant, all the drummers in Jamaica, Paul Douglas, with the Santis, Carlton from the Wailers, Carlton Barrett. And there were some drummers who never done a lot of recording, but were good drummers, But every chance to get to look at the drummer play, sit and you listen. This is drummers, very, Kirk Bennett, now you have some new drummer coming up, which are really, really, really great, So I didn't get a chance to go to the music school or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, great,
Definitely.
I listen to record in that bands and just figuring out how to go and turn it my way.
Wow. It's so fascinating. And of course, when was that first time where, you picked up and you decided, you know what, I'm going to go and do this professionally now? So you were at the Mango Tree playing. When was the professional kick in?
When I did the first recording, I went and no, I'm going to give it a story now. So, okay. It's refrigeration place.
Yeah.
So we went to Jamaica for 3 days.
Okay.
Like I would play go to work. So I didn't go to work. So I went into the office because he put me into the office at the time to do something called the secretary. Never came. So he asked me, I didn't come. I said about the rain. And I said, but I could actually come. I said, no. So I said, tell me something. Which one you prefer, the music or doing this? I said, I prefer the music. So he knew me from when I was a kid. Okay, he knew my mother. I said, okay, all right. If I want to leave it, but he just go do music. So I left, and the next week I went to my first tour to Milwaukee in Chicago. So I said, bye-bye, So, first tour, I said, okay. So I think that's where everything really started happening, and I started seeing, different things and different people, and who we were today. A lot of people were involved. I didn't do it by myself. Yeah. A lot of people were involved. It could be like a Bible.
Yeah, for real. Wow.
Some people were just talking and giving advice, A lot of people would go on and on, I call names. Yeah. We have a famous person, Robbie. He's a play for Sudo, and he's one of them. Mike Chung, Jeffrey Chung, there's a few names.
Yeah.
A lot of people, Ernest Hooker from Channel 1, Chris Blackwell. A lot of people, I could have to sit down and write on the Nancy Collins, was there, Life Parks. All of these people being around, and these people helped me tremendously to see the music in angles,
Definitely. And speaking of the music, do you think reggae gets the respect that it should get?
Inside cases, yes, because remember, reggae is coming from Jamaica, so that's our culture.
Yeah.
England have their own, like rock and roll or whatever. America have their R&B, the jazz and everything. So every country gonna project their own music for the next generation of people to come. So this is our music.
Yeah.
So we are going in like a foreign object. Inside of people country, but that is good. People liking it still, and it break out into a lot of territory. So we have to thank God say it worked, So a lot of people also, if for them to give it 100% attention, then they have to sacrifice their own culture.
Yeah.
We know that. So, but if there's a good reggae song that comes away, they won't throw it away if it's promoted very good. Go inside their own chart. So I think they really give us a chance, and because Double Barrel was the first #1 song for Chosen Records. Just the other day, they celebrated their 50 years. A lot of people thought My Boy Lollipop went to #1, but they didn't. Double Barrel was the song that went to #1. So,
yeah.
They'll give us a little chance, and then go to the Israelites went to #1. Everything I Want went to #1. And there's some other song, Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas, who's a Jamaican, went to #1. So, but we don't get it on a regular tip, I mean, whenever one comes, Shaka Divas went to #1 with Twist and Shout. Everybody has peaked at #4 and then took it to #1. So, yes, now, because what is happening on the record industry, there's not a lot of record companies around to sign artists. So, reggae has taken a backward step at the moment now because we're not signed to any label now. So, we're having a promotion going on. So, the promotion now is at the attention for the born inside the country culture. People were there.
For real.
So, somebody would have to come and sign us, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think somebody should, because you guys have done so much. And you know, speaking of that.
Well, you know, sometimes like record company don't care if you talk to them and know what you can do. You have to keep on doing it for like they say every day, because sometimes one eye is blind, sometimes and then one go, then the next one, so keep on switching. So you're actually doing a thing. But they say that's what the difference with Chris Blackwell. You don't have to see it, you just want to know you can do it.
Okay.
You sit and but I mean, it's all good. I would give them thanks and, you know, thank them for everything that they've done to us, because they didn't have to do it.
For real. And you know, speaking of Chris Blackwell, what was it like working with him?
Great. He's a great person. I mean, he gave us, Sly and Robbie, the opportunity and the freedom to play. Like, you know, he was dealing with group like Traffic, Youth, and all these big group, and when he was going to work at Grace Jones, he told us about this girl is a Jamaican.
Okay.
She's a model.
Yeah.
And she was discussing, but he just wanted to change her music, so he was putting her with some Jamaicans, myself, Mikey Chung, Robbie Shakespeare, Sticky Thompson, and we have Wally Badaru from Africa, and Barry Reynolds from England. So when I went to Nassau to the session, he asked what we're gonna play. So we're just gonna make some music. But they would give us some great songs album to listen to. But Robbie myself, I haven't listened to it. I don't know. We didn't listen to the album yet. So I went down there and they said, how should we do it? And everybody said we should go inside the studio, work out the song, get the groove, and then we record the song. So that's what we did. So the first song we cut on the Grace Show session was a song called Warm Letters. And the second one was Private Life. But when he heard the playback, the man, he couldn't believe it, you know?
Wow.
It was something great. So we just keep on recording, and most of those songs were just one take.
Wow. And then, you know, I know yourselves, you went on to like the digital age. How did that help within the music? So I know yourself, you went to the digital age. How did the digital age help yourselves?
Yeah, it kind of work out. It's almost the same because it was what you were putting in, you know?
Okay.
And lots of the engineer had gone to learn about it and how to treat it and everything like that. So it didn't really bother us. Just a changeover, changing up the guards.
Yeah, okay. And then you did the album, The Rhythm Killers. How did that happen?
Yeah, The Rhythm Killers was produced by Bill as well, because when Bill became friends, I believe, when Bill became friends, we were doing a song for Greystone, so I think a James Bond movie, but they didn't use the track. And Bill came to Nassau, I heard the track, and I said, okay, this is going great. And we said, right, we just start that Sly and Robbie album. So the first album that Bill did first was an album called Language Barrier. And Language Barrier had produced a song called with Money the Bango was playing on the track, and it was nominated for Grammy Instrumental, R&B Instrumental.
Yeah.
And then The Rhythm Killer was the second album, which we had a top 10 song in England called Boops.
Yeah.
I don't remember that song. It's like an R&B song, and we did a version of Fire, and it went to spot 6 on the chart, didn't go top 10.
Wow.
So that's really a top 10 song. That was produced by Bill as well. So sometimes it's nice to be produced by other producer. And Bill was like he's a great musician, and he was into hip hop stuff, into all the changes of music, jazz, everything, you know.
Yeah, for real. So you know, when it comes to that, and yourselves are putting the music together, how do you decide? Okay, we're gonna do reggae, hip hop, R&B, or do you just go with the flow? How does it kind of happen?
Sometimes I might have a great idea, or Robbie might have an idea, Bill. So I would go in and say, I have this beat.
Yeah.
And I start playing this beat, and Robbie will start playing the bass or record the beat.
Yeah.
And then Robbie put on the bass, and we will take it from there. And on the session, all the time, is always Bootsy Collins, who's a master of funk, Bootsy Collins from James Brown.
Okay.
He's a master of funk. And sometimes he's on the session, and sometimes Bernard, I got the name of Bernard, I don't remember his last name. No. Bernard, sometimes there's another Bernard too, is always in the session. So sometimes they were doing a full around jam. Most of these, there was no sound, it was just groove. Jamming, and then Bootsy might write the line. Bootsy is good at those things, the hooks and these things.
Yeah.
And we just everything and the groove, and yeah, until sometimes we'd go for real strings to play on the record and things like that. And get some other dick who's nobody wasn't using at the time,
Yeah.
But it was a great, I think it's a great sounding album,
Definitely. And what do you... Definitely. I was just going to say, what do you think, nowadays, you don't really see a lot of live music. Do you think it's dying, or do you think it's going to re-come back, or what's your thoughts about it?
Live music can never die, but see what manufacturers make the things, make the product, and then here you go and buy the instrument that they make it, move to the next stage. If they didn't make a drum machine and make something, everything would be live, but it didn't come to digital without this recording this analog, but they come with the stuff, so people are going to be interested to find out what is this thing. I mean, it's going to make me sell a million seller tomorrow. And it worked for some people. Because the drum machine, I think, is a great toy or whatever, instrument that came around and really worked. Really worked. And some people work with the drum machine first and then they go and lay real drums on top of it. And some people do the programming so good that you don't even know it's a drum machine.
True. Because the reason why I asked is because, I know nowadays that it seems like younger people, their attention span is a little bit less. Say, as the ones before us, you're willing to learn the instrument, willing to go through the whole process. So that's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, well, some people are willing to learn it, but sometimes some people they think of the money first.
Okay.
And the short part is they say if they want a laptop or a computer, they figure out a weapon to go inside and then and there's everything in the software to make it sound like a great singer, whatever,
Yeah.
So they feel like they get that and get some plugins, get Pro Tools, then they can make a record, which, you can do some loop. If you're into loop and you can make a loop come together, put it together, they can write and make a million seller from that, so everybody sometimes take a shortcut.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that, because I try to do things the easier way. I think that's a good idea. To do things the easier way. Not the right way, no, an easier way. But easier way could be the right way.
Yeah, for real.
Nobody don't want to go the hard way around the block.
Yeah. Definitely. And you've worked with so many great artists, so many reggae artists, so many different artists as well. Do you have like a different plan from, say, somebody who's from, say, Jamaica with a reggae style, and then say you've worked with Madonna? Did you have a different plan, or did she come with you with a different plan? How does it work?
Well, I did work sometime. Madonna may come with a track, right?
Yeah.
And when she come with a track, we can mix, if it's a remix, we can remix our Jamaican influence and put both inside of it.
Okay.
And like when, for example, like when we're cutting with Babylon, right?
Yeah.
He said from Robbie myself. I know it sounded like rock and roll, but you kind of put that influence in it that, can we play R&B probably different from American or Englishman who play it?
Yeah.
Because this is how we used to play on the bandstand, so we have a different feel for it. He liked how we played.
Yeah.
So he sent for us. I said that's different.
Yeah.
So he wanted something but still remain like R&B, because you can't say it's not R&B. But it has a different flavor. They call it the tropical groove,
Yeah, for real. Definitely. And what has been some of your memorable moments? I'm always interested to know some of your memorable moments.
The memorable moments is like, like just going in, like when they did the Great Sound session, and we didn't know what you're gonna play. We don't know what it's gonna sound like.
Yeah.
And 6 minutes I went to the studio and said, Alex took like one day on the drum, one day on the bass, one day on the guitars. The keyboard was alright, presets. And we went into cut. Nobody know what it's gonna sound like. We put the record that we're gonna play, and say, okay, we start learning the song and we start the groove and we there and play. We play this song like all play these great shows and we play it over 7 minutes long.
Wow.
I go inside and listen to playback and say, wow, and Chris said, why it's killing that. The second song was Private Life and we nailed it so hard.
Wow.
So we didn't take no 2 takes and no great song. Everything is 1 take. And the next album that I think we did was the Babylon album was like a big kind of tree because it's so massive.
Yeah.
And for Robbie and myself going in, like, we were kind of, feeling nervous because you're playing with somebody like Mark Knopfler from Night Streets, who's producing. So they didn't know what to look up to, but the session went so cool that I couldn't believe it that Bobby just come in with his harmonica around his neck and start strumming,
Wow.
So he's strumming the song until the feel like that we just pick up the groove and start playing. But he would take like 5 different takes or 4 different keys. And he just changed the lyrics and the flat he don't like and say, but the tape is always running, so you don't know which cut is he gonna take. Okay. Wow. Like when I did Joker Man.
Yeah.
We did Joker Man today. And they listened and then the next day said, I just want to try on a record that Joker Man. We didn't know that Joker Man was being recorded. We were trying running it down again.
Wow.
And I said, that's it. They record what we were playing. He wants to get a loose version. And say, yeah, that's it. And he was the one who came to us. We took a break, a 5-minute break, and he came back and said, you guys just won the Grammy. I didn't even know he was listening to that. There's a Black Road of won the Grammy. And said, you guys just won the Grammy. I said, wow. So, but some of them I can't remember,
Yeah, for real. And then, what was it like for yourselves to work with the Revolutionaries? How did that kind of come about?
Revolutionaries was like, when we went to Channel 1 studio, and what happened in those time we were growing up, we wanted to be producers, so we didn't have any money, so every musician would go in and each person would do a rhythm for themselves. So we've been doing a lot of sessions at the studio for people and things. So this day now I wanted to do something, so we got some free time. So Rancy did one song, Nancy did one song, Doogie one song, me one song. So we said to Ernest, this is a rhythm that this rhythm is called The Right Time That the Diamonds Did, when the right time come. I would say, this is your rhythm, Ernest. I said, really? I said, yeah, man, it's your rhythm. So Jojo, his bigger brother, came in the evening and I heard work. I said, this is our rhythm. I said, yeah, man, Sly just gave a rhythm. I said, yeah, man, it's yours. So from there, Jojo started to call it the whole revolutionary thing. And we play like most of the tracks for Jojo. And we do the taxi stuff. And we go down by Treasure Island and play for Miss Pottinger. So we're playing like on everybody's record, and we go back up about Joe Gibbs. But we're not called the revolutionary Joe Gibbs. Yeah. We're called professionals.
Okay.
Joe Gibbs studio, yeah. Playing all those Dennis Brown track and culture track work. They are the professionals. But when culture sing for Miss Pottinger, we are the revolutionaries out there.
Wow. Wow. And you've been on so many different tours. You've done lots of different touring. Tony Rebel, Half Pint. What is it like on tour with yourselves? What do you kind of take away from each tour?
Well, I think one of the first massive tour I went on, I was a Dennis Brown tour and Biggie Wood, but I think the tour that really opened to us, so Robbie myself and the musician and all, was when Peter opened for the Stones.
Wow.
In that 78 tour, it was really something. I've never seen so many people at a concert in real, You see it in photograph and that. And then the year after, it was a summer tour. Peter did his own tour for 6 weeks. And most of the people who were at the concert came to see people. Not everybody, but because we wanted at the time the people that understand the reggae. Yeah. So Mick Jagger would have to introduce us to the crowd, and then people said, oh, look like they make good friends or something like that. They kind of tapered down instead of getting wild because they came to see the Stones. Yeah. They didn't come to see Peter Tosh. So everything started, and the band started getting tight. And so from there, it was Robbie and Mikey Chung there. Some great musicians, so we had a good time and started touring other people, did our taxi tour, we did the Black Hole. When we left Peter, 1980, I went on to the Black Hole because we were producing Black Hole while we were with Peter Tosh. Yeah. And the Black Rose will end up with Black Rose.
Wow. Wow.
And they won the first record.
Definitely. And you've mentioned so many great artists, Peter Tosh, you've mentioned Dennis Brown, so many great artists. Is there anything that you could share with the listeners that you remember about them?
Well, Peter Tosh, it's cool when he comes into the studio.
Yeah.
Being a superstar. You don't really tell no musician what to play, He's really... I look at him and say, even when he comes into the studio, sometimes he's not playing anything. Somebody might start playing something and he start playing with them and he's probably start singing over a song or singing a song or something. But they never look at someone else to play that or that. Even during rehearsal, when we rehearsal on them, we just work it on to each musician, just play whatever they feel for the song,
Yeah. Wow.
And when you go back and listen to his music now, it really was like ahead of its time,
Yeah.
And like Jeffrey Chung, Mikey Chung brother was really a good engineer, And
Definitely.
another project that we were working on was very, very good. Serge Gainsbourg.
Wow.
From France.
Okay.
That was a massive... You know him, right?
Yeah.
That was a massive record. It's still...
Yeah. Wow.
Massive. That was a really... we did a tour. I think we did a tour with him. Maybe a 3 weeks tour with him. Yeah.
Wow.
But he's dead now.
Wow. What,
but
like...
We have the right artist and the condition is right,
Definitely.
And the Sinead tour was very good too. Sinead O'Connell. Yeah.
Wow. And earlier you mentioned your label, the Taxi label. Tell us something about that.
Well, Taxi labels we formed that because we're looking into the future.
Yeah.
At times we have idea to make within the music. Sometimes the producer don't want it, They prefer to do it. So we started was trying to get the freedom to make our own record because we didn't want to. I never wanted to. I wanted to always go inside and make record. If I feel like making a record, and musician get together. So
yeah,
we said I could just start recording for itself, but we give musician the freedom to play because sometimes musician have things to plan. Producer don't like that and whatever. And so this was a reason for it. I'm a great fan of Motown. So I always say as a little bird garden. It was just the way Motown run itself and everything and the grooves and those things, So that's what else to make whatever we feel like making, and putting it out. I mean, you don't have to sell big, but if it's good, it will last as long as it will last,
Yeah, definitely. Wow. And you've produced some big artists on there, even Buju Banton on that label. So it's a big label. So I wanted to know.
All right, it's not big like Cox, and Stretch Island label. It's all right.
Yeah, but to me, you know what? It's big to me. I respect you to the fullest.
Because it's like we give musician the freedom to play. Yeah. We look for a certain sound. We just try and make the music for the people, which I know Cox and these people are doing the same thing too,
Yeah, for real.
But probably the time when we came up and as a musician doing this, it probably meant it's something to people more or less. Because most of the label were owned by business people. We were not musicians, But like even Philadelphia International is gambling up on their musician. Motown is very good. He's a musician, so it's a different thing when musician is involved.
Yeah.
Than when person just a business person owning a label,
Definitely.
That's why I think Philadelphia International also successful because they're two musicians. So you see from a different angle from when I put people like Tom Bell was there with them. So yeah, 3 people, Tom Bell, gambling up.
Okay.
So you couldn't miss with that.
Yeah, definitely. And being a musician, what are some of the challenges and how have you kind of overcome them?
Well, when we were young growing up, we always look at American musician to be the best musician in the world. And whenever you go to play alongside an American musician, you always feel shy and you don't want to play because you think you're good. But at the time, reggae wasn't that popular. So at this moment now, you don't feel like that anymore because you're playing your own culture.
Yeah.
They're playing their own culture. They're good at what they do. You're good at what you're playing because we are doing reggae.
Yeah.
And reggae, I'll find a sound for itself in the marketplace. As a drum style, keyboard style, and everything. So we don't have to feel in a way like we're not as good as them. We're good playing our music. They're good playing, but they can't play the reggae.
Yeah.
And then we got drum patterns and beat that they could really listen to. Follow them, go and learn. It's like, oh, we have to learn from them. They have to learn from. So,
yeah.
So that was, but now it's kind of level out that. And if today they are playing our dancehall beat and everything, it's all good, you know. Good.
For real. Okay. So have you ever had? You don't have to name the artist, but have you ever had a difficult artist and you've had to, you know, say to them, okay, what do you want?
Yeah, there was one artist, I don't want to call her name, you know.
Yeah.
But most of them has been alright, you know.
Okay, that's good. Had to ask.
But we can work it out, you know.
Yeah, for real, definitely. And you know, you've got so many different Grammy Awards, you know, people need to know that. Even the fact that you worked with Bitty McLean as well, one of my favourite artists.
Yeah.
How did
Bitty.
How did that come about?
Well, we have known Bitty from a longer time, and I think we were doing a project. Ali was doing a project with Bitty to sing like Otis Redding song. So Ali Campbell from UB Party. So they had a studio in St. Mary.
Okay.
So Bitty came up for the project, I think we met, and then we were doing a Christmas special in England, a Caribbean Christmas.
Okay.
And it was at this tune called Tease Me was like number 2. So Bitty had a song on the chart and he was on the program, and he was doing a song, you know, just start talking everything like that from Jamaica, and then hook up that, I don't know, we can get together and start working together as a team.
Yeah.
And I think the best person is he's really, really a genius at what he does.
Definitely. Definitely. And then, you know, speaking of that as well, we've seen some of the younger artists up and coming, you know, the likes of Chronix, Kabaka Pyramid, and so on and so on. And what's your thoughts about it? Are you liking the sounds that they're bringing out?
Yeah, I like what they're doing, you know. Everybody's doing good.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, I look at music as all the time as you start, but your next step, you don't have to take 2 steps. You just take 1 step. You try to keep the audience with you all the time, you know, so you have to put little things in your music that you didn't use in the last one so people can see the growth.
Yeah. And
everything, you take a step of that. But they're doing good and I like them very much, you know?
Definitely.
So you just need probably someone to sometimes not really help them out, but just give them an idea that if you make an album now, you have to say the next album has to be like this and you choose a sound. You don't have to change your rhythmic value of what you're doing, but add a new flavor into it, but don't change it because until you break up, because if you change too fast, then people can't follow it because they don't know where you're going. But I think the Chronix, Kabaka Pyramid, there's a couple of them out there, and I think Taurus, everybody is really doing fine, and I like what they're doing very much, you know?
For real, definitely.
Yes.
And I know yourself, you've got a new album out called Red Hills Road. Tell us about that album.
Yeah. Well, Red Hills Road, again, I like the musician, so as I said before that, my first 2 records I made were instrumentals, and I love this Kat-a-lyst very much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut some instrumentals, so I will get musicians to come in and put ideas on. So Red Hills Road, we're not making an album, we're just cutting some tracks all over for a good while. And listen, that's why I don't really put the album together, because some of these tracks will never get to people if we don't put the album together. So because I used to play on Radio Zone as a kid, growing up at the Tit for Tat Club, and then we have a little studio that we run like workshop.
Yeah.
At Radio Zone, so I call it Radio Zone. So we had some tracks together and we put some dancehall beats and some other things on it. So we're probably looking at the next project now. When it's gonna start, because I don't want to take too long to put out another album, because I think that'll take a long time. But we do not pause to come and work on other artists, get other artists out there, and then we go touring all over so we couldn't get the chance really. Because the virus is on now, everybody is home.
Yeah.
you spend time in the studio and writing song, you get everything together, you know.
For real. And you know, on there you did one with Shireen. How did that happen?
Yeah. That's what the track we had made, and have the track, and we had the track for a while, and I said, well, this track is good, you know. I mean, so I said to Shireen, I was looking at her and I said, you know, this song by Silver Convention called Fly, Robin, Fly.
Yeah.
So I said, I want to make a song. I don't really want a lot of singing. I just want just like a chorus. I say, let's find a hook. And then she starts,
Yeah.
I said, that's good. And then she said, I believe in love. I said, love is powerful. I believe. And I said, okay, that's it. I would put it on and then just run the instruments. So we call it sweet dub. And the dub is running and you keep it, that will kind of,
yeah.
Come on, and we go back to the dub. So I just wanted to make a kind of different kind of dub record.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I could make it like a regular dub record, but I've been through that. I want to bring some new sound into the record, you know?
For real.
People are listening. So this is why I'm making that, because really a dub, you know? With a different kind of dub.
Yeah.
You know, you try to go to different eras because the new generation here is listening to different things, elements in the song. So we want to bring some other elements into the dub.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes, that's right. So and then the next thing we're gonna put out is a song called, it's a cover song that was done by Gambler now. It's called When Love Is New. And the person who's singing that one is Peter G singing it.
Okay.
That's the next thing we're gonna put. When love is new, love is new. I can't sing that much. Good enough.
Wow.
So that's gonna be the next thing.
Okay. Wow.
Everybody's loving that song.
Definitely. And then, you know, how did you come up with the artwork? I know you've got the road sign on there, lots of different people at the front.
We were trying to do the artwork in Jamaica whenever I get you, but a friend of ours put on a record in Paris called Guillaume.
Okay.
I told him how to Bedell's Road, and he came up with an idea. And so when he sent it back to me, I said, this is fine, this is great, you know, I love it. Big party in the street, because I love to see people party in the street, you know, it's nice. You know, so I said, wow, this is wicked, this is great. So I said, yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
And that's how the album exactly came.
Definitely. And you know, at the minute, who are you listening to? If you putting on your speakers or your music, who have you got on your?
Well, I listen like during the coronavirus, I've been listening to a lot of records and didn't get a chance to listen to a lot of Motown stuff because I'm so amazed at how they get the stuff on the arrangements. I still maintain all these grooves, and I've listened to maybe 200 songs, which all of these songs are number one song, big hit songs. So wow. And I listened to a lot of Philadelphia International. The other day I was listening back to some of the old stuff I did, the Green Stone, all the record, and see where am I going wrong now, what am I doing, and just doing it back again. So I'm listening to old style that I used to play on something. I said, wow, it sounded great. So, you know, I try to put my brain in like a computer to kind of absorb all this. But the only problem is, when we were growing up, there was so many sessions being done.
Yeah.
We used to play 20 songs a day.
Wow.
No, that's not happening now today because of the virus. And even before the virus, everybody have a small room, with just a computer room, that no room for a drum.
Wow.
And in those times, it was live drum playing. I played with all these drums live. So, just listen back and think what I can do and what I think I can go back to and try and do it and go in and make some other records. And because people are loving this stuff, but people are missing because it's not happening now for them. Yeah. So I'm checking out back some things, and I'm just listening to a lot of Motown, a lot of Philadelphia, a lot of stuff, everything. Loud, modern hip hop, old hip hop. I just listen to everything, you know.
Definitely. Wow. And you know, one thing about yourself and Robbie as well is I love the consistency. You guys have never stopped. It doesn't seem like you've ever stopped. Where do you guys get that influence from?
We can't stop because this is our job. I'm a musician, and the people make me just keep on going and keep on going because sometimes when somebody comes and say, which one are you, Sly Robbie? I said, Sly. I said, boy, I love your music. I said, well, I can't stop picking. And these are elderly people who come to us and say, which people get time to listen to all our music? I said, just smile. I said, I love your music. I said, okay. I'll keep on making music. I can't stop. No,
I never want you to stop, man. Never, ever.
It's a life, you know. And I started like being professional at 14, so I don't do any other thing. So I love it, and I enjoy it very much because it gives you peace of mind. And to make a song from beginning, create a song, it's a very nice feeling when you know you make it from scratch. hear it on the radio, people come and say they love it. You make you want to push more because you want them to like the next one. You want them to love the next one, the next one. So you keep on going.
Definitely. And I know we've spoke about the album, but what's next for you guys? I know coronavirus is stopping a lot of the live things, but what else is out there?
We're working with Touchdown to Levi Bird. She have a showcase coming out soon. We're working with Archive and Amelie.
Okay.
And there is Peter G. We're gonna do some stuff on, and there's a couple of like they're working sometime with Red Rose. We're doing a lot more instrumental on these things. So with us making music that we think the people want to hear and keep that beat. We're making that so people can dance. We don't want the music that don't move. We want people to get up on boogie and get up on rock steady and everything. So we're trying to make people dance, you know?
Yeah.
So we want on their feet. So we can keep on pushing the marketplace of grooves, dance group, dancehall, reggae, one jump, everything, you know?
For real. Definitely. And you know, people that are locked into you now, whether they're young or they're just starting in the business, what can you say to them as some advice?
Well, what I can say to them is you have to really love the music because it doesn't come overnight, you know?
Yeah.
And the music keep on evolving and there's a lot of people coming into it and the world is big and everybody's making music. So don't think you're going to come today and you go through the gate just like that. But you have to keep up on your chops and just listen. Greatest thing is to listen. I know exactly where I want to go, know the directions they want to go. You can't do too much thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And listen a lot and take advice from the elderly people and the younger people. Just listen to everybody, listen to everything.
Definitely. And how can people get this album? How can they go about checking it out?
Yeah, it's on all these platforms, they call it Spotify, iTunes, everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
Everywhere, it's in the air, everywhere.
Okay. And you know, if there was, you know, people ask you if there was one tune that they should listen to today, what would you say to them from the album?
Oh, right, there's so many. I want them to listen to this song called When Love Is New. I think.
Okay.
I don't know, there's some magic in that record. You know?
Yeah.
It's a dance song, but you can play so different. And it's a dance and it's a song that's a rhythm I gambler now. And I think they should probably listen to that track, When Love Is New.
Okay. And you know,
love is always new.
Definitely.
And Sharon sing, I believe in love.
For real.
Peter said when love is new, so love is the answer.
Yeah, I believe that, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you know, what would you like to say to your fans who are locking in right now?
Well, what I want to say to all these people, the fans in England all over, I want to thank them for really being around with us. And a lot of people grew up with me when I started when very young.
Yeah.
And I want to thank them for really staying in tune and giving me the props and everything. And I would always try and please them in every way I can. And I want to thank them for supporting us all these years, you know? And taking the hard-earned money to buy our records to listen to, you know? So
yeah.
I really, really love them very much. And I don't want to let them down, so I always make the music for them. Not for myself, but making the music for them to enjoy.
Yeah, for real. You know, I just want to say... So carry on.
And I want to thank them a lot for really supporting us.
For real.
Without them, we wouldn't be no way. Me and Robbie.
Blessings. I was just going to say, you know, thank you for so much great music and inspiring us as the next generation. It's been a blessing to hear the story that you've gone through. Like I said, you need to make a film. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, they keep on saying I should write a book because... You know, there's a chapter on everything we're going through and so much music. Because we have played over 1 million records.
Wow.
That's a record. Some of these things I don't remember them. Sometimes people say, that's you. I say, really? I say, okay.
Wow, 1 million records. Wow. That's a lot of records. But you know, is there any kind of like final words or final thoughts you want to say to the listeners before we say goodbye for now?
Well, for the listeners, I just need their support because we couldn't have done it without the help from them.
Yeah.
I just want to keep on believing in Sly Robbie music or whatever music, and because we couldn't be where we are today without the listener. So, as I say, when we go to the studio to make a record, we always the listener come first. We always think of them.
For real.
You know, we're trying to make the music very much to please them, you know?
Definitely.
In every way we can. Yeah.
For real. And you know, Sly, it's been an absolute honor speaking with you. You don't know how much blessings you've sent me just being able to talk to you. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, well, I touch me. I respect it. You know, this is the second interview I've done on Zoom, and I'm getting to love it. You know, I mean, it's not even like an interview. It's just like reasoning. You know.
Yeah, for
and
real.
what I like about it, that's like reasoning. You know. Yeah.
Definitely. And you know, when you come to the UK, hopefully, when the UK opens up and the world opens up, I hope we get to meet in person.
Yeah, but definitely, we can't wait until it opens because we need to tour. And there's so much things that the younger musicians need to stay on play. And they hear these records and never see me perform. And it's, you know, feel bad about the whole situation. But everything happens for reasons. I think the right time is going to come and we can come and perform like in England, you know?
Definitely. And you know, would you be up for just bigging me up just from yourself? Would you be up for that?
Yeah, DJ Kat.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, I'm Sly Dunbar from Sly and Robbie and the Taxi Gang. You know, when I'm around in Birmingham or wherever, I had to give a listen to DJ Kat. And I think everybody should tune into her. She played the latest stuff, and she's hot. And she's real, real hot. So check her out.